All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakadash, the one honors to apostles of great millstone, and salutations to the elect, the elect which we hope to be. And this is your brother Hawaii from GMS Chicago. Got a quick little lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and confusion of faces who bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who are Israelites, whose spirit bear witness that they're a child of the Heavenly Father. And the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world English calls Jehovah God. And the name of the Heavenly Son is Yahweh Shai, who the world English calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos, or Yeshua, Yeshua, Yahweh. And pretty much this lesson is going into to you daughters of Israel being a whole is a curse, which it is. You know what I'm saying? And I want to start off with Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. It says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power." And what's the voice? The messenger of the king. So who are the messengers? The prophets, right? It says to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Meaning that the law is not done away with. It says that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And one of the curses is this. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 30. It says, "Thou shalt betroth a wife." Now, when you go into that word betroth, it's the word arash, the ad aran, the shah. It says to betroth, engage, to betroth, man or woman to be betrothed. You know what I'm saying? It says primitive root to engage for matrimony, betroth a spouse. You know what I'm saying? So when it come down to marriage in the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, it's through sex. You know what I'm saying? What's the there's no account in the scriptures where someone got married by putting a ring or some jewelry on your finger. You know what I'm saying? Uh, 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 you had and pretty much what the ring is according to the scriptures, the cooch. You know what I'm saying? And what's the finger? The man's rod. You know what I'm saying? Because when you read the scriptures, that was the only way for a man and woman to become married. You know what I'm saying? Now you had betroth going into engaged, meaning promise. You know what I'm saying? You also had arranged marriages. You know what I'm saying? But it was based through sex. You know what I'm saying? It says and it says thou shalt betroth a wife, meaning you're gonna have a wife. You know what I'm saying? It says and another man shall lie with her. You know what I'm saying? It says and that's what's happening, man. You know what I'm saying? It's massive adultery that's going on in this present evil world, man. And the women don't care. You know what I'm saying? They want to have the same rights as a man, but according to the scriptures, a man can have more than one wife and he can provide for all of those. You know what I'm saying? For all that he has. And a woman can only have one man. You know what I'm saying? Now, you women have a problem with that and stuff, but guess what? You got a problem against the Lord because he the one who made this order. Like it says in 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, it says, let everything be done decently in order. So for the fact that you all don't agree with it and stuff, then guess what? You need to take that up with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But who's going to lose that battle? Of course, the woman is, because she is the creature and not the creator, right? It says, thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Pretty much going into the fact that, we was going to work and stuff and not reap the benefits. You know what I'm saying? Like how we work out in these different jobs and stuff, but majority of the credit don't go to the worker. The credit don't go to the workers. You know what I'm saying? The credit goes to the boss. You know what I'm saying? As if he the one who created these things, right? This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes in Apocrypha chapter 26 verse 10. It says, "If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly." Meaning keep her in the house. It says, "Let she abuse herself through overmuch liberty." You know what I'm saying? And what's that called? Well, what's the result of that overmuch liberty? It says she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he had found a fountain. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, these women they known to suck rod. You know what I'm saying? They you got the brothers. They always say about how you got women when they be all young and stuff, they hopping from rod to rod and riding and stuff. But then when they start hitting like they mid 30s and 40s, and you know what I'm saying, they've been jumping from rod to rod and stuff, and now it's like, you know, it's nothing but loose walls down there. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but mileage and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then it's like what throwing a hot dog down a hallway, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's when they want to settle down, when they all used up. You know what I'm saying? You know, when the goods are just too damaged to enjoy. You know, and it says, and drink of every water near her. It says, by every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow. You know what I'm saying? That's metaphorically talking about taking ride. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these women do. They think it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You know, they want to be able to just hop from rod to rod and stuff. But guess what? You sinning against the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You know, why you think that these women be having all types of spirits upon them? You know what I'm saying? You know, like when I a while back when I was dealing with my ex, when she had went to some other dude and stuff, the thing was is that the dude had said that he seen a lot of me and her. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, I was in the world, she was coming back and forth, so that was adultery. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that uh uh she was mingling with different spirits, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's why these women be bugged out. Like they'll act like one person, and then next thing you know they act like another. You know what I'm saying? And you got three personalities. She got her own personality. She got a personality of another dude she dealt with, and then a personality of another dude she dealt with. Because when you read Genesis, it says that that man and woman shall be one flesh, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ever paid attention, it's never the man that acts like the woman. It's always the woman acting like the man. You know what I'm saying? You know. So that means that when a man has sex with a woman and stuff, he dominates her spirit. You know. Yeah, that's when they start acting like one another and stuff. But majority of the time, the woman is acting like the man. You know. So when you got different men that you're dealing with and stuff, you got different spirits upon you. You know, you got different personalities and stuff that's interacting with one another. So now she's got multiple personalities. You know, she like literally crazy, and that's why a woman's supposed to only deal with one man, because it brings forth confusion. You know, it says it says it says by every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna have sex with anybody she pleases. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be a hoe. You know, ain't that's what a hoe is? A hoe is a woman that deals with multiple men. You know what I'm saying? You know, you women really think, and the scripture's going later on. Scripture's gonna prove that you women really think that you can leave, when really, according to the scriptures, it's the man that gives the bill of divorce. You know what I'm saying? You know, and if you don't like it, who cares? You know, if you're saying that you're a God fearing woman and stuff, then guess what? You need to fall in line, because if you don't, guess what's gonna come? You keep going into that area and stuff, and want to deal with different dudes, you more than likely gonna get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's more women than it is men, anyways, and stuff. So if that's the case, and you already got 2/3 being a fraction that's gonna be destroyed, you know, a small remnant being saved, then that means that a lot of you women are gonna die. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is Amos chapter 7, verse 17. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city. You know what I'm saying? And what's that word harlot? It's the Hebrew word zanah, the zah, the nah, and the ha. It says to commit fornication, to have sex with another man while you have a man already, boyfriend already. You talking to a dude, and you serious. You know what I'm saying? You know, or you just now talking with him and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? You committing fornication. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says be a harlot, play the harlot, to be a harlot, act as a harlot, commit fornication, to commit adultery, to be a cold prostitute, to be unfaithful to the Most High, right? It says to commit idolatry, and what is idolatry? Worshiping of other gods. You know what I'm saying? You know, And I'm talking about you Israelite women and stuff, because the Lord ain't dealing with the heathen and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They gonna come underneath suit when the kingdom comes. You know what I'm saying? But why is he committing adultery? Because when it comes down to these churches and stuff, what are they pushed? Because they underneath a 501c3 charter where they follow the where they license to teach you certain things. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that they trying to give you is the smooth and the lies and deceits. When one of the deceits is that a woman can deal with multiple men, and that's wrong. And that pretty much that the Lord's going to forgive you while you continue to mess up in front of Him. You know what I'm saying? Purposely doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's why majority of men, women, and stuff, what do? They commit all the abominations and stuff and do all these wicked things and stuff and go to church and really don't want to stay there for an hour waiting for the food and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for the sermon to be over so they can get their little ham hocks and greens down in the basement and stuff, just so they can get up out of there and start and do all the mental wickedness all over again, man. You know what I'm saying? These people ain't serious anyways in their spirit. But when it come down to it, the reason why it's idolatry is because these churches pushes do as thou wilt. Now, do as thou wilt comes from a Edomite, a red man called Aleister Crowley. That's his name, right? And the thing is that he was a 33-degree Mason, and Masonry is based off witchcraft, which is contrary to the scriptures, because the one who founded, I forgot his name. I think it's like Philip something like that, or Johnson or something like that. He had created masonry and stuff, and in one of his books, he said, or one of his quotes was that masonry was contrary to the righteousness of the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So he made masonry off witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they teach you in these churches, man. They teach you witchcraft. They teach you rebellion. You know what I'm saying? And you people love it. You love it. You know what I'm saying? You got that old saying that Jake does. It's like, if it ain't good, if it ain't right, if it ain't good, I don't want to be right. Or if it's bad, I don't want to be right. You know what I'm saying? Because you all love wickedness, man. That's why it says in Jeremiah 8:44, John 8:44, ye are your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye shall do. You all love the ways of Esau. That's why you do so much to see if he can be saved, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you love his ways. You don't love the Lord's ways. You know what I'm saying? To you all, the ways of righteousness is grievous, man. And that the yoke is heavy when it's complete opposite, man. It says, so that's why it's idolatry and stuff, because when you worship Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying? Which goes back to Serapis Christus, an Edomite, you know what I'm saying? The doctrine that comes with that, you know what I'm saying? Because every guy has a doctrine. Doctrine means instruction. So when it comes down to the doctrine of Jesus Christ, because that ain't his name, right? It comes with the doctrine or instruction of do as thou wilt, but that goes back to a Edomite, somebody who's contrary to the law, statute, commandments. You know what I'm saying? Who loves wickedness and perverseness. You know what I'm saying? Because pervert means to go the wrong way. And that's what when Jesus Christ comes out the mouth or is brought up and stuff, there's a certain doctrine that comes with that. So when it come down to Yahweh Shai, there's a certain doctrine that comes with that, because Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying, it's about righteousness, and it's against what they teach in these churches. You all love Christianity and stuff because you could sit up here and do whatever you want to, and without no consequences. Yahweh Shai is not about that, and that's the real name of the Messiah, and he comes with the true doctrine. Anybody that worships Jesus Christ and follows that doctrine that comes with that name, guess what? You a fornicator. You know what I'm saying? You're an adulterer. You're an idolater. You committing fornication, man. To continue on, back in Amos 7:17, it says, therefore thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot, a hoe in the city. It says, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword. You know what I'm saying? And you see that right now. What's the modern day sword? The gun. It's all every time you turn on the news every single day, somebody getting shot down or shots being fired. You know what I'm saying? Rather Jake is unarmed, running away, you know what I'm saying, or trying to come up against the police, they getting shot down. It says, It says, "And thy daughters shall fall by the sword," because guess what? The scripture says that the love of many shall wax cold. You know what I'm saying? You starting to see that these women they out of place. You know what I'm saying? What I heard when it came down, a brother had said that you could tell how strong a nation is based off their women. And with our women being out of control, you know what I'm saying, it shows that America is weak. You know what I'm saying? That the nation of Israel has been brought down low and stuff because they're not in order. It says, so, and what's happening? Men ain't caring. You know, you got videos on YouTube where it says when men hit back. You know what I'm saying? You know, like ain't nobody playing with y'all no more. The Lord is unleashing these spirits upon you women and stuff for y'all deeds. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture says, woe to you women that are at ease. You know what I'm saying? You know, part of that ease that you all dwell upon and stuff is having sex with other men and so-called cheating on your. Actually, real cheating is women cheating on their men. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not vice versa. You know, it says it says in thy land shall be divided by line, you know, the different borders and stuff throughout the United States. It says, thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. You know what I'm saying? We are in captivity, man. You know what I'm saying? So when you in captivity, what did Nebuchadnezzar do? You know what I'm saying? Well, Nebuchadnezzar, Antiochus, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that was underneath his providence or underneath his power or that was subject unto him, you know what I'm saying? Those kings, what did they do? They tried to get the people to follow their customs and forsake their own customs, man. You know what I'm saying? And Esau Edom's the red man, you know what I'm saying, or red nation, you know, the devils. Guess what? That's part of their philosophy that a woman can sit up here and do whatever she wants to. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why they put the woman on top of the pedestal and stuff, because their job is evil to have evil overshadow light, man, or overshadow goodness, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's what they doing because, like it says in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So guess what? The only vibration they can dwell in and walk through with comfortability is wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? And what's part of that wickedness? Women above the men. You know what I'm saying? And putting women on the pedestal. You know what I'm saying? You know, letting women to get out abroad and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, and not have no order. To do is to have them think that they could be on the same same level as the man. You know what I'm saying? You know, they pretty much teaching you contrariness, but when it come down to them devils, guess what? Them devils don't let them women sit up here and be over them. You know what I'm saying? You know, they don't do that. But they do it to their enemies because the nation of Israel, men, women, and children, you know what I'm saying, are the enemies of the Edomites and all these other heathens, right? You know, they don't want us to follow our power because, like it says in Judith, the 5th chapter, you know what I'm saying? I'm just read it right quick. I get it up in here. This is Judith in Apocrypha, chapter 5, starting at 17. It says, and whilst they sin not before their power, they prosper, because the Most High that hateth iniquity was with them. So while the women was in order, you know what I'm saying? You know, they understood that because when you go back a couple of generations, maybe like 3 or 4, you know what I'm saying? You know, when you got like great grandmas and great grandmas and stuff, you know what I'm saying? They ain't come up against the man. They knew their place. But like the scripture says in the book of Second Esdras, in the Apocrypha, it says that that the world will become weaker through age, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that an evil shall increase upon the earth. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of that evil. Women bucking up against their husbands, or women thinking they could just have sex with one dude and be able to do it with another. You know what I'm saying? You know. It says, verse 18, it says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, being brought low. For the fact that we underneath captivity till this day and stuff shows that we went against the Lord and we departed from the way. It says, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by their enemies. It says, but now are they returned to their power and are come up from the places where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, where the sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. And when it come down to you women and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and seeking a man or have a man already and stuff, hey, you got to be subject underneath him, man. You know what I'm saying? You come up against him and stuff, guess what? You sinning. You know, you going against your role as what a woman's supposed to do according to the scriptures. You elder woman and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You elderly woman. You all supposed to teach the women how to be subject onto their husbands. You know what I'm saying? You know, and what subject means, to be underneath the power of another. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you all don't teach that and stuff, because guess what? You older women want that same freedom to be able to deal the way that you are. So guess what? You teach other women how to be hoes. You know what I'm saying? You know? And more than likely it's because you was taught to be a hoe. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? It's a snowball effect or domino effect, whichever way that's suited onto you. You know what I'm saying? You know? And it says verse 20, it says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Now, when you read in Jeremiah the 22nd chapter, it says that that the woman shall compass a man. That's another curse, another affliction that the Lord had put upon us for the wickedness of the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? You know, because all it does is cause you women to go thinking that you above the man. You know what I'm saying? And then the man having to be underneath your wicked ass. You know what I'm saying? You know, having to deal with the it's like a child with power. You know what I'm saying? You know, not worried about different consequences and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And having to deal with the BS, man. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. If that was really the order, you know what I'm saying? And women were stronger than men and stuff and so on and so forth, right? Then how come, because you got a lot of women that sit up here and say that they want a strong man and stuff, right? But the man be dying at 51 and stuff, she's still living, and they be talking about he couldn't handle me and stuff. No, you the problem. You know what I'm saying? You causing the problem. Always nagging, this, that, and the third and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Always talking about this and talking about that. You know what I'm saying? When you're not comfortable and stuff, what do? You seek for another. You know what I'm saying? And that's you going off. But guess what? Guess who allows you to do that or put that in your mind for for so many generations that you can do that? Esau. You know, you women come up against the men of the Lord and you all don't like what we say and stuff. But guess what? We ain't the ones that got you going off. You all love going off. You all love wickedness and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you all seek power. And the thing is that when you do have the power, you do it in the wrong way. You err. You go the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You do a miss, which means the wrong way, right? And who gave you that power? Esau Edom. Why? Because he want to see you corrupt yourself. You know what I'm saying? And he's prevailing. There's some women that you can't even tell no more the right way. You know what I'm saying? Claiming up and down that they have faith in the Bible and stuff. But when this come out, suffer not a woman to teach and all that stuff, or use of authority over the man, guess what they do? They run. Like the scripture says, the wicked fleeth with no man pursueth. They try to get out that jam because that's something that's in the scriptures that they can't debate about, but they don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? You know? And if you don't like it, then hey, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get destroyed. You know? Oh, fuck. Okay, it's still going. All right, so this is Ezekiel chapter 23, starting verse 1. It says, and the word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother. And then this is metaphorically, you know, it says, verse 3, it says, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. You know, you go into that word whoredoms, is going back to Zanah, to commit fornication, to be a harlot, to be a hoe. It says they committed whoredoms in their youth. They were their it says there were their breasts pressed, and they, it says, and there they bruised the teats of their virginity. It says, and the names of them were Aholah the elder, and Aholabah her sister. It says, and they were mine, and they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names Samaria. Samaria is Aholah, and Jerusalem Aholabah. So it's representation of the northern kingdom, because like it's southern and northern kingdom. Because when it comes down to Jeremiah 6:2, now it's talking about the entire nation and stuff, but also it's talking about the entire nation, but also it could be referred to the women and their whoredoms, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, well, the entire nation, because like it says Jeremiah 6:2, it says that Israel is likened unto a comely and delicate woman, and that's also referring to the man as well. It says verse 5. It says, in the Aholah I played a harlot when she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors. Now, when you go into that word doted, it's the word agab. Agab is the I, the God, and the by. Agab, it says to have in order, affection, or lust. And when you go into that word in order, it means not in order. You know what I'm saying? And what was the order? Not to follow other gods, so not to follow the ways of the heathens, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's commit fornication, because the ways of the heathens is that you can sit up here and have sex with whoever you want to and stuff, and that's not true. Same way for the men. Men can't have sex with a woman that has a man already. You know what I'm saying? It says lust, paramus. It says to breathe after. That is to love sensually, dote lover. You know what I'm saying? Verse 6. It says, which were clothed with blue captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Syria. It says, and with all on whom she doted, with all their idols she defiled herself. You know what I'm saying? So it's going into dealing with the other way, dealing with the ways of the heathens. You know what I'm saying? Both the men and the women, you know what I'm saying, who are Israelites, following the ways of the heathens. You know what I'm saying? But what's one of the ways of the heathens? That a woman can sit up here and just deal with whatever man that she wants to and stuff with no consequences and woo to boo. You know what I'm saying? That you have like you have majority of women that divorce the men and stuff. That's not according to the scriptures. According to the scriptures, the man is the one who can give the bill of divorce, and then when the woman leaves, the woman shall go with nothing. She ain't supposed to have no money. You know what I'm saying? And the children stay with the father. Why? Because really, all you all are carriers. You know what I'm saying? You nurture this, that, and the third and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that what's in you is the property of the man. Because what's in the man is X and Y chromosomes. You know what I'm saying? Which means we get male and female in our nut sacks, man. You know what I'm saying? That's ours. You know what I'm saying? Not yours. You just brought it forth. It's not yours at all. You know what I'm saying? So a woman shall go out free without nothing, no money. You know what I'm saying? By herself. You know what I'm saying? This is and how you women defile yourselves and stuff by following the ways of this world. Love of the Father is not in it, according to 1 John 2:15. You know what I'm saying? And what's part of the ways of this world? That a woman can sit up here and sleep with whoever she pleases. That's not true. You sleep with one dude and stuff, then guess what? You need to be with that guy. If not, guess what? You committed adultery. Who told you that it wasn't adultery? Esau, Edom. So you women need to start pointing the finger to the real person who actually got you going off. You know what I'm saying? This is Ezekiel chapter 16 verse 44. It says, behold, everyone that uses proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is the daughter. So guess what? You mothers and stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty fish out there in the sea. Guess what? You teaching your daughter to be a hoe. Why? And the reason why you think it's okay is because somebody told you that, or it was like this guy wasn't working out and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because most of you women are a bunch of bitches and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You just a bunch of children who want your way and stuff. And then when things are not good enough and stuff, what do? You leave. But you ain't supposed to be able to leave. The man can be like, he can be weak in stature, strong in stature and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Little in mind, high in mind, whatever and stuff. The thing is, you don't have the ability to leave. You know what I'm saying? And you all are A lot of you women just don't care. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that like the scripture says in Sirach 26, it says a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. You know what I'm saying? And you all show your shamelessness when you all do those things. You know what I'm saying? You know? And who keeping record? The Lord. You know? This is Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 13. It says, if a man take a wife and go in onto her and hate her, it says and get so pretty much, you know, braffish, you know what I'm saying? You know, he find him something, you know what I'm saying, you know. And what was the modern day way, you know, that the man go up to a woman, start talking to her, they exchange numbers and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then next you know they getting it in. You know what I'm saying? You know, sex on the first date, you know what I'm saying, or whoop to whoop, you know what I'm saying? It says or whenever they have sex, it says go in unto her and hate her, you know what I'm saying? Verse 14, and give occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that she wasn't a virgin, that he didn't get to pop her hymen. But the thing is that this is going into a dude that's trying to say that once he went into the woman, you know what I'm saying, that she already got popped by another man, because what happens is that when you, according to the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, a woman supposed to be a virgin. So when she gets humbled by a man and stuff, that's the only man that she deals with. You know what I'm saying? She don't go off to nobody else, right? But what he's trying to do is say that she was. This is what niggas do today. You know what I'm saying? They try to deal with a woman and stuff. They just wanna fuck and then keep going, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't want to provide for the woman, right? So the thing is that this is what he was doing in the ancient days. That they'll sit up here and pop the woman and be like, no, she a hoe. You know what I'm saying? You know, her hymen didn't break. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got the tokens of the virginity. You had a sheath, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much when you pop the hymen and stuff, you know what I'm saying, it bleeds. A woman bleeds the first time she has sex, right? So when it come down to it, she'll bleed on that sheath, and you'll show the parents and stuff, you know what I'm saying, that it was done, you know. But if it came back and it didn't bleed, that means that she had sex with somebody else, you know what I'm saying, and she's playing a harlot or being a hoe, and really that's a shame onto the father, you know, because it means that the father ain't teach the daughter right, you know what I'm saying, you know. That's why you have what's her name, that porn star with the big breasts. She's Elon. You know what I'm saying? She's East Indian. You know what I'm saying? I forget her name, but pretty much her family told her, because she came to America to be a porn star, her family told her that they had disowned her as being a daughter because she brought shame onto the father. You know what I'm saying? You know, being a hoe. You know, porn stars are hoes. You know what I'm saying? Why are you getting paid for, or doing it for free, or for anything else, or just for carnal materials and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, guess what? You being a hoe, you brought shame onto your father. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the women don't care. These women don't care as long as they get what they want. You know, it says, verse 15. It says, then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity. It says, unto the elders of the city in the gate. You know what I'm saying? Which also is the reason why, just a little extra, is the reason why Joseph had set Mary privately. You know what I'm saying? That's because they was already. Now the thing is that Mary wasn't dealing with nobody, but her virginity was taken by Joseph. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that they was already fucking. You know what I'm saying? So when the so once, you know, Mary's parents and stuff would have came with the tokens with the sheets and stuff, it wouldn't have came out red already and stuff, because and they came out red because they was already having sex. Now the thing is that they would have put her to death. You know what I'm saying? Because it would have showed that she had committed adultery. You know what I'm saying? Right? It says, verse 16, it says, and the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. It says, and lo, you know, cause everybody like it when it's tight. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't nobody want to slide up on you got to slide up on the wall. You got to position yourself just so you can feel something. Don't nobody want that. Don't nobody want no loose pussy, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, when it come down to it, then shoot, she's supposed to be tight. You know what I'm saying? It's like, shoot, this is your girl and stuff. You try to, this is your daughter. You saying that she's supposed to be never given in marriage and stuff, and you giving me onto her and stuff. Then that means that she should be all there. You know what I'm saying? Because then whatever size the man is and stuff, that's all that woman's gonna know. It's always gonna be enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Right? It says verse 17, it says, and lo, he have given occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my. It says, all right, this is virginity, right? It says it's Bafwala, no, it's Badawalayim, Bafwalayim, and it says virginity. By implication, currently the tokens of it maid. So pretty much a maid would be a woman that didn't have sex before. You know what I'm saying? A virgin, right? And there's two different senses of virgins. You know what I'm saying? Virgin can mean young woman, and virgin can mean a woman that never had sex. You know what I'm saying? It says, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. It says, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. It says, and the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. It says, and they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver and give them unto the father of the damsel, meaning if he lied. It says, because he had brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife, and he may not put her away all his days. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much he had to sit up here and pay the father for lying, saying that his daughter was a hoe when really she wasn't, trying to get out that jam, trying to just pop and keep going. You know what I'm saying? Now he got to deal with her for the rest of his life, right? It says verse 20. Verse 20, it says, but if this thing be true, she is a hoe. She's been dealing with somebody else and stuff, you know what I'm saying, trying to play the virgin underneath her father, you know what I'm saying, right? It says, but if this thing be true, and the token of virginity be not found for the damsel, you know what I'm saying, it says, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones that she die. It says, because she have wrought folly in Israel, folly going to foolishness, to play the whore, right? What's the word whore? Zanah. You know what I'm saying? To commit fornication, because when you commit adultery, that's fornication. You know what I'm saying? That's you going outside the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? It says, be a harlot, play a harlot, be a hoe. It says to play the whore or the hoe in her father's house. So shall thou put evil away from among you. Right? Verse 22, if a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, to an husband, it says, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shall thou put evil from Israel. And that's why the Lord said this is adulterous generation. You know what I'm saying? Because with one part, the spiritual part is that we follow another way that goes underneath another God, you know what I'm saying, and not following the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and then committing the physical adultery, breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? And in this society and stuff, who pushes that heavy through the music? Esau. You know what I'm saying? He get Jake to sing the song, yeah, I just fucked your bitch. You know what I'm saying? Or she talking about how she getting it in with other dudes and stuff in her songs. You got these female rappers and these these female singers singing about how they was dealing with this dude, but then dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Even that magazine Zane goes into that. The magazine Zane, it goes, I think it's Zane. Yeah, Zane, it goes into a woman committing adultery. You know what I'm saying? And women love the story. Dealing with the good guy and then having a piece of the bad. You know what I'm saying? You got women doing that to this day. You got a woman that will have a man for the penis, for the rod, for child support, for food, for this, that, and the third and stuff, and be dealing with all of them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, man ain't doing nothing for free. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that it's nothing but wickedness in Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? On both the man and the woman part. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with adultery, right? It says, I'm gonna grab that too. This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10. It says, and a man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, and what's your neighbor? Another Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Negro, Latino, native. You know what I'm saying? Chilean, Colombian, Guatemalan, uh, uh, Ecuadorian, Salvadorian, Jamaican, Haitian, Semio Indian, Native American Indian, indigenous Indian, Brazilian, Panamanian, if I'm saying it right, from Panama. They Zebulon as well. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Dominican. You know what I'm saying? Just to name a few. Those are our neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Who are Israelites? You know what I'm saying? By blood. It says even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress. Adulteress, like waiter and waitress, you know what I'm saying, man and woman. The adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. And this is when you know that the woman has a man and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and you trying to deal, guess what? You commit adultery. The scriptures even talk about in the book of Matthew that even if you thought about it, you know what I'm saying, you commit adultery already. Because guess what? If you thinking about fucking her, you know what I'm saying, then guess what? She got a man, guess what? You if you had a chance, you know what I'm saying, which Satan would test you on it, you know what I'm saying, to see if you're gonna do it. Satan will test you on it to see if you'll do it and stuff. Guess what? If you thinking about it already and you got the chance, you gonna try to fuck. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? The scripture says in Proverbs the 6th chapter that he that do these things and stuff to commit adultery wrongeth his own soul. You know what I'm saying? And if you wrong in your own soul, being a man committing adultery with a woman that has a man already, and you know what I'm saying, then hey, guess what? It's the same way, vice versa for a woman. If a woman has a man already and stuff, she dealing with somebody already and stuff, and she's having sex with other men, you know what I'm saying? And especially if it's a woman who knows the scriptures, for all you Israelite women out there and stuff who say that y'all in the faith, if y'all doing that and stuff, guess what's gonna happen? You gonna get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Now we underneath grace, you know what I'm saying? But if you use it as a cloak of maliciousness, hey, guess what? The Lord is gonna keep that tight, man. You know what I'm saying? He gonna keep that held against you. You know what I'm saying? And another thing for the fact that we underneath grace, you know what I'm saying, these women will lie to you. They'll say that they don't have no man and stuff. You see that all up on World Style Hip Hop, man. You know what I'm saying? WorldStyleHipHop.com. How some dude came in and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because back, and then next the husband come through, and he ready to kill the dude and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because anger is kindled like a fire when you deal with another man's woman. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when it come down to these heathen countries and stuff, it'd be heathens. You know what I'm saying? When they find adultery being done by their wife and they having sex and they run in and see that they woman is having sex with another man and stuff, they let that man go and they put the woman to death. You know what I'm saying? And that's according to the scriptures, right? Because the heathens want to be like the Israelites. It says, shall be put to death. You know what I'm saying? This is Proverbs chapter 7, verse 10. It says, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. You know what I'm saying? Sneaky, crafty. You know what I'm saying? Ready to beguile. You know what I'm saying? Right? Verse 11, it says, she is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman's supposed to stay at home, right? But we not for just for the record. You know what I'm saying? For all you women out there, be like, well, see, the scripture says I gotta stay at home. We not in a society where one person can provide for all. You know what I'm saying? So hey, just saying, But according to the scriptures, a woman's supposed to stay at home and stuff, and the man's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying, right? It says, she is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. It says, now is she without. It says, now in the streets and lieth in wait at every corner. You know what I'm saying? It says, so she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him. When you go into that word impudent, it's the word azaz. It's the I, the zah, and the zah. It says to be strong, be prevailed, to make firm. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that she was uh, uh prideful, that she was gonna get what she get. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 14. It says, I have peace offerings. It says, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. It says, therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures also says that the adulterous woman seeketh for the precious soul. Verse 16, pretty much somebody that's innocent, who ain't gonna come up off a game and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the scripture also says, keep thee from the singer, and that word singer is going into a woman that's persuasive. And what's a woman's main persuasion? Lying. It says, I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. It says, I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon, pretty much to make it smell good and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look good, smell good, appealing. It says, verse 18, it says, come, let us take our fill of love onto the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. You know what I'm saying? That word solace is the Hebrew word alas, the I, the la, and the sa. Alas, it says rejoice, to exult, to flap joy, to flap joyously. It says, to delight oneself. You know what I'm saying? Leap for joy, that is, exult, wave joyously. You know what I'm saying? It says peacock. It says rejoice, solace self. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much to engage in sexual activity. It says, verse 19, it says, the good man is not at home. He is gone a long journey. You know what I'm saying? And from working with different Judah do the same thing and stuff, but pretty much the Lord had it where I was always around this kind of stuff majority of the time. You know what I'm saying? Because like the scripture says in Isaiah 14, it says that Judah and Jerusalem, you know what I'm saying, pretty much southern kingdom, northern kingdom shall be oppressed together. So you'll find other Israelites that you working amongst. And the thing is that I was majority around Israelites and stuff, you know what I'm saying, or Zebulonites, you know what I'm saying, ones that look like Mexicans, but they wasn't, you know what I'm saying, and like the Guatemalans and stuff, and the thing is that you will have women in there, you know what I'm saying, and you had Israelite women in there, so-called Mexican women in there, and they'll sit up here and have a ring and work in the same job, you know what I'm saying, on the same shift, and be sitting up here trying to get with other dudes. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll be a first shift, the husband on the first, second, or third shift, and they be on a different shift trying to deal with other dudes. You know what I'm saying? Because you got dudes all in their face and stuff. A woman sit up here and tell them, oh, I got a man and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But for the fact that they're getting all that attention and stuff, because women love attention, they go forth through it and stuff, and then they get, then they start committing adultery. You got this one dude on YouTube and stuff. He pretty much goes up to these women and stuff, you know what I'm saying? He drops some money, or they see the car or whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they sit up here and say that they got a man all day and woo-woo, thinking he a regular Joe Smo. But when they get enticed with something that they want, some sort of power money or whatever and stuff, what he do is that he take them back to the crib and he clap. And then afterwards and stuff, he tell them to leave. And they be sitting there feeling shitty than a mug. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the thing is, it's like, well, that's what you get, because if you had a man already, none of this would have happened. If you would have just stayed faithful, you know, or stayed with him, you know, right? You know, it says, verse Proverbs 7:19. It says, "For the good man is not at home; he is gone a long journey." And you see that among Judah, all the tribes do this. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says, verse 20. It says, "He have taken a bag of money with him, and will come home at the day appointed." You know what I'm saying? Working. You know what I'm saying? At work, while the man is at work and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, and she over here trying to deal with somebody else. You know, well, what's that movie? How to Be a Player. When you had Bernie Mac and his name was Buster, and what it was wife, they married and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then she called Buddy. You know what I'm saying? I think his name is Bill something, and he come over and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he over here banging his girl. You know what I'm saying? You know, and what Bernie Mac said, he was like, "I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you." You know what I'm saying? Even though he was just saying that I'm gonna get on your ass and stuff. But the thing is that women will do this, and she was an older woman, right? Liking on a younger man. You know what I'm saying? And it's vice versa. Younger women do it on a older man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says, verse 21. It says, "With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him." You know what I'm saying? So pretty much forced him, meaning that, you know what I'm saying, she was persuasive where she got him. You know what I'm saying? She drawed the net and stuff and got him in the net. You know what I'm saying? You know? You know? I think I brought this out already, but this is Sirach chapter 25, or Ecclesiastes in Apocrypha chapter 25 verse 19. It says, "All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her." You know what I'm saying? You know, so to the women, it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's why you got the MGTOW, men gone their own way, because they tired of trying to deal with these women and stuff, because they just bringing a bunch of BS. That's why you got videos of women that's sad as hell because they going home by themselves. That's because nobody want to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? You know, they don't want to deal with the problems. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got certain videos where you got the women saying, "Are there any good men out there and stuff?" You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You women do those guys wrong. So I ain't trying to deal with you no more. You know what I'm saying? These women are sad and lonely. You know what I'm saying? You know, you would think a fine girl and stuff would have all the attention that she want and stuff, but really she going home back lonely. You know what I'm saying? That's because you women ain't right. You know? You know? You know? Now, of course, the woman is a weaker vessel and stuff. You got to work with it and stuff. But if she ain't trying to work back with you and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Yeah, hey, if she commit adultery and stuff, you could tell her to bounce. You know what I'm saying? Hit the curve. Catch the bus. You know? This is Sirach chapter 23, verse 22. It says, "Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband, and bringeth in an heir by another." You know what I'm saying? So you women, you leave, you know what I'm saying, and stuff, and then you go have sex with another dude and bring in with the woo another baby, right? It said, and you see that all up on Mari. It says, verse 23, it says, "For first she have disobeyed the law of the Most High." So guess what? You went against the Lord first, right? It says, "And secondly, she have transpassed against her own husband." It says, and thirdly, she had played the whore in adultery. You know what I'm saying? So when you women commit adultery, you being hoes. You being hoes. You being a hoe. It says, "And brought children by another man." You know, it says, yeah, that was it. And brought children by another man and stuff, you know. And the thing is that you women don't really pay attention to, you know, like, nah. Well, you got to pay attention to this. when it come down to how women say they want to dress sexy and stuff, you women want to be respected and whatnot and stuff. But the thing is, all you doing is giving off sex appeal or the appealing of sex. You know what I'm saying? You got your hips out. You know what I'm saying? You got your cleavage showing and stuff. You call it, you want to look cute. No, actually, you want to the attention that women like and stuff is the lust of man. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that's why when it comes down to it, a woman's supposed to wear clothes that doesn't show off her figure. You know what I'm saying? So another man won't be enticed by another man's woman. So that thought won't come into his head. You know what I'm saying? You men that like trophy wives and all that and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you'll go kill the next dude and stuff for even trying to look at your woman. You know what I'm saying? Or even dealing with your woman. Well, if your woman was covered up and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? You'll be the only one who know how thick she is. You know what I'm saying? And what she does and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else would even be enticed. You got some of the Arabian women, the Ishmaelite women and stuff. What do they do? They cover up the hoods. You know what I'm saying? They got them loose dresses and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And some of them you got some men. I seen it where they got it where all you see the woman is her eyes. You know what I'm saying? And men can be enticed by anything and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It says but it's my last scripture. This is Deuteronomy chapter 23 verse 17. It says, "There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel." See, there should be no whore. Y'all ain't supposed to be hoes. You know what I'm saying? It's ungodly. It says, "Nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel." You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what a sodomite, it says male temple prostitute. You know what I'm saying? A sodomite, unclean. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much a sodomite is you homosexuals. You know what I'm saying? For one. And then two, sodomite is somebody who engaged with anal sex. So even if it is your woman, you still not supposed to have anal sex with her. You know what I'm saying? Because that would still make you a sodomite. You know what I'm saying? And I hope this video was edifying. And I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachach Kodash, the honors to apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to your elect, which we hope to be. Shalom and a Abba.